afternoon. We are talking with Mayor Tim Kelly. We get a chance to sit down and talk with him every month, and he just kind of brings us up to speed on what's happening in the community and in the city and in his office. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Well, you're looking good.
Well, thank you, sir. As are you. Yeah, made it through the holidays and back to the grindstone.
Back to the grind. Hey, talk about the accomplishments.
Well, we did a lot. I mean, we I guess the big news is the crime rate's down again, which again there's a big gap between perception and reality. But our police force is very good at fighting crime, and overall, we had a 7% reduction in homicides, 20% reduction in non-fatal shootings. Double digits in aggravated assaults, you name it. And that's partially that's due to them. Partially it's because on the other side of COVID, people are just calming back down, right, and behaving each other and loving on each other a little more, maybe.
Yeah.
But so we did that. We got a lot done around affordable housing. That continues to be our biggest issue.
Yes.
We could probably put people to sleep going through all the policy changes, but all those are just there to get developers to go build the stuff that will be affordable, and that will be happening this year.
Yeah. What about the residency requirements?
That's a big one.
It's a big one.
So that will be on the March 4th ballot. I'll be on the ballot March 4th. I mean, and a lot of city council seats are up March 4th, so we need people to show up and vote on March the 4th. But in addition, you will see a question about residency requirement, so that, you remember the whole controversy with Chief Murphy. Now we've got one around our planning director. We need to, we can't hire people that work in Ringgold,
right,
but we can hire somebody that, lives in Nashville or Memphis. Which of course we wouldn't, because they wouldn't drive that every day.
Yeah.
But we need to be able to hire in a reasonable radius of Chattanooga. Police and fire need that for their pipeline to make sure that they can keep the numbers on the street that we need. And so, we need people to support that on March the 4th for sure.
I know we were looking at, there's a thing going on too with the minimum age.
Yeah. Well, that I think has been passed, but that allows us to they passed that on October the 1st, but that, will allow both CPD and, police force and the fire department to hire folks that are 18 and up, right? Ooh. Which is Knoxville, Birmingham, Huntsville, Mobile. They all do that. And, we don't start them out, certainly not in the police department, putting a gun in their hand at 18. Mm-hmm. They go through some training to ramp them up. But that will help us get more people in the pipeline as well.
You got some things that have happened, some triumphs that you've had, like the Tennessee American Water.
Yeah,
triumph.
I'm not mad at them, but what they were wanting was not fair. They were looking for rate increases that were far in excess of the rate of inflation. And God, this is not the time with inflation being what it is, and eggs and milk and everything costing more to jack people's water bills up over and above what would have been a fair return for them to make the improvements they need wasn't right. Mm-hmm. And so we were very clear about that, and thank goodness the Tennessee Utility Commission heard us, and so they granted them an increase, but it was 1.45%, which I think we can all probably afford.
Yeah.
And I think that was fair, and so that was a win for Chattanooga.
What about property taxes? I know our residents and people in the community are probably really interested in.
Well, this is a very low tax state. We pay sales tax, property tax, so nobody likes paying taxes, but those bills are out there. Mm-hmm. I will say it's a lot easier to pay them now. It used to be, you had to carry a check down and, hand it to somebody, but, you can pay that. The bills have got a QR code on them now. It's a lot easier to pay. So those bills are out there now.
Hey, when you look back at 2024, and I know you probably had some things that happened that you said to yourself, that needed to happen.
Oh, a whole bunch of stuff.
A whole bunch of stuff.
That's why I'm doing the job. Where to begin?
Yeah. Well, that's good, because coming up, as you say, coming up in March, everything is going to be out there.
Yeah.
Election time again.
Yeah, and again, we're just getting over this national election madness. And again, so I know people are really tired of that and the divisiveness of it. I would just say this is a good moment to really think about what's important. And as we say all the time, you just try to tune that crap out, right? Mm-hmm. Particularly right now with all the divisive rhetoric. What matters is community and each other in a place in which we live. And so, what matters to quality of life primarily is good roads and good schools and good jobs and public safety, and that we all control that stuff locally.
Yeah.
So whoever your city council person is, whoever the mayor is, that stuff matters. It matters as much or more than the state and federal stuff that everybody's over focused on. So I would just everybody tune in and turn on and wake up to the local issues and go vote on March the 4th.
Hey, when I first got a chance to meet you and I first saw you when you were running for office, and everybody else knew you had a business here in town. You were doing what you were doing. But, man, you've come in and you've done some things.
Yeah, I'm not, I'm not there for my amusement or my health. I mean, again, I came in because I really feel like Chattanooga's got the potential to be, one of, if not the greatest city in America. But there was a lot of stuff that needed to happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff is happening. I mean, Carta's made a turnaround. The airport's making a turnaround.
Yeah.
We're making progress in closing the wealth gap between the black and white community. I mean, the data shows that. So we are making progress. We got to keep it rolling. I can only do 4 more years, and that's all I want to do. It's all I can do.
Yeah.
I'd be wore out after that. But we're
programs. I've seen programs.
Yeah.
You're commissioning people to, there's a task force for this. There's a task force for that.
I mean, get back to the crime rate, right? I mean, what we're doing, Chris Sands and his group with youth violence and working in community centers, it's working.
Yeah.
As we say, the work is working.
Yeah.
And again, it's a lot of this stuff feels like you're boiling the ocean sometimes because you don't get the immediate return. But again, you got to watch the numbers over time, and the numbers are moving in the right direction.
Yeah,
so we feel good about the work we're doing.
I love it. I'm working with you on some stuff too with some young people, and I'm seeing these kids that normally wouldn't go off to college and do things.
Well, it's about hope at the end of the day, and we've got a great. I should plug. There's a great program that is cranking up. You'll hear more about the Future Fund that is going to create a savings account for every kid in Hamilton County to be able to go to college. And they start out with $150. The state will match that. Employers can match that. And what the intention is to remove the barriers for a kid to think I can't dream about that future because I could never pay for school.
Yeah.
That will go away in Chattanooga and Hamilton County as of last week. It will go away, right? But parents have got to go sign up for that in order for those accounts to be opened, and then people need to start thinking that way, right? Yeah. Churches, employers, and philanthropy. If you wanted to sponsor an entire kindergarten class or a whole 8th grade class, you can do that.
That's amazing.
It's amazing, yeah. and it will create a brighter future for our entire community.
Man, I can't wait to get involved with that.
Yeah, Future Fund.
Yeah, Future Fund. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I know the new year's here, and I know you're off to the races.
Yeah.
And let's keep it going.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, Keith.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, sir.
It's our mayor, Tim Kelly, doing his thing, always doing his thing. And we appreciate you coming over and talking to our listeners, too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
My
Thank you.
man.
Yep.
My man.